Shalom. First of all, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yahweh being the name of the Lord. Yahweh Shah being the name of the one the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I want to give a sincere shalom to the brothers, the elders in the truth that's been teaching, doing work for many years, teaching the flock, the brothers on the highways and byways, that's out there teaching, putting the work in, making videos and things of that nature. I also want to give a sincere shalom to the brothers and sisters of the elect, and the brothers and sisters that's getting drawn towards the truth and wanting to get back into the Bible, learning who the Most High is and who Yahweh Shai is and the purpose and what the Bible, the stuff written in the Bible, the truth, the word, as well as who you are, who you are. And excuse me, you might hear some noise in the back. I'm not sure if y'all can hear it right now. It's currently the so-called New Year, so of course, Jake, they got their guns out, they shooting and like fireworks and so you might hear some stuff go off in the back. Once again, I'm still a little bit under the weather. I'm getting better though, so you might hear me sneeze or sniffle here and there, but through the spirit I'm able to get this video done. But one of the things I kind of wanted to get into, I was having a conversation. I was actually dropping one of my coworkers off. He asked me for a ride, and of course he hadn't gone the same place as me, and I was taking him home, and the brother I'm giving a ride to, he's a Christian dude, full out Christian dude. As a matter of fact, when I first started to work at the job, he was kind of one of the people who, I would talk to him a lot because I felt like he had knowledge of the Bible and things like that. So I was having a question, asking him, having a conversation with him. Me recently stumbling across this truth. I had a lot of questions for him. As somebody I know, him being someone that I know, study the Bible a lot. So I thought it would have been, I try to kind of ask his opinion about the truth, as far as it goes, the true understanding of it, opposed to the Christian doctrine. So I asked him, how does he feel about, what does he think about the Israelites, and kind of gave him somewhat of a breakdown. And what he told me was, it doesn't matter, who the Israelites is. Like, I don't need to worry about who the Israelites are, And before I could really get into it, he said, because, what you will hear from a lot of Christians now is, all you got to do is love and believe in Jesus, right? That's all you got to do is love and believe in Jesus. It doesn't matter who the Israelites was, or it doesn't matter who's the Edomites are, or who Esau is. And I before I could really get into it, we were at his front door, and he kind of had to go. So I couldn't really get into it, because I definitely was going to cut him and ask him certain questions, because I feel like it's quite the contrary. I feel like it's important to know who Israel is. Because we can go into some scripture, and you tell me what you think. Is it important to know who Israel is? Okay, and one of the first scriptures I want to get into, because one of the things the brother said was, all you got to do is believe in Jesus and love your brother and love your neighbors and stuff, right? And I want to go to why I feel like it's important to know who Israel is, because all right, before we do this, let's just get some understanding why I think it's important. Let's go to the Old Testament and go to the book of Leviticus, right? Leviticus 18, okay? When the first covenant was made, it was made with a specific group of people. Now, a lot of Christians would admit today that the first covenant was only for Israel, right? They say that, okay? Let's go to Leviticus 1 and go into 1 and 2. It says, Leviticus 18:1. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak it to the children of Israel, and saying to them, I am the Lord your God. Okay, so the Lord is telling Moses to speak to the children of Israel. This is the first covenant. Then he began to give them the laws, the statutes, and commandments, right? Lord, that's what the first covenant was. Okay, so let's go into the New Testament, and why I feel like a lot of Christians feel like the old law is done away with. Like, we don't have to, the first covenant is done. Like, you don't have to worry about the Old Testament. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of wrong, because they going off when they say that. Because we can go to Matthew 10 and 5, right? Let's go to Matthew 10 and 5. You say, when Yahushua was commanding his disciples to go out and search and go out and teach and go out and he told the disciples to go out for specific people. And this is what he said: amongst the Gentiles, amongst these different nations, amongst the sheep that were scattered across the nations. Yahushua said, let's read Matthew 10 and 5. It said, these 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but rather go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So he's telling them to go to the lost sheep of the house of who? Israel, right? Now let's go to Matthew 15 and 24. Matthew 15 and 24. Okay. It says Matthew 15:24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Right? So Yahushua saying, I am sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I am here to save Israel. You hear that over and over and over again, whether it be the Old Testament or the New Testament. Don't get confused with the Jew and the Gentile thing. And like you might like in Galatians and stuff like that. I mean, I can make a lesson or a video about that at some point. But right now, I just want to get into why it's important to know who Israel is. Okay, because you hear this over and over again, whether it be the Old Testament or the New Testament. Okay, so it's important to know, because the first thing I would want to know is, if I'm somebody that never read the Bible, had no knowledge about the Bible, right? And somebody, read these things to me, one of the first things I would ask is, well, if the Lord is coming for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and he said he is, he's coming for a specific group of people when he made his first covenant, Israel, well, who would Israel be today, right? You couldn't just be like, don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a destructive mindset to have. Coming into the truth, you realize that Lord is not only is he just for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and not only is he dealing with Israel, he doesn't care about no other nation. He literally doesn't care about no other nation. That might be a hard concept to understand. But let's go to Isaiah 40 and 15. Isaiah 40 and 15. Okay? 40 and 15. It says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. So the Lord is not dealing with dealing with other nations, man. He's let's get something else in Second Esdras. Let's go to Second Esdras. Second Esdras. Because somebody say, well, we all came from Adam and Eve, so how can you say the Lord is only dealing with Israel. Like, we all came from Adam and Eve. We all, but let's just go to 2 Ezra 6 and 56 real quick. It says, as for the other people, which also come from Adam, like everybody come from Adam, right? Thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them into a drop that falleth from a vessel. So if you had a bucket of water and a couple of drops fell out of it, you wouldn't care about it, right? Well, that's how the Most High feel about them other nations. Even though they all came from Adam and this, that, and the third, the Lord, he's only dealing with a certain group of people. Just think about it like this. If you are an artist, like, a painter or something, right? You painted a bunch of pictures, right? But you might have some pictures you don't care for, even though you painted them, you created them, right? But you might have one that's your favorite. You might, I love this one. I'm going to hang this one up in my wall. The other ones I don't really care about. They can get burnt up in the fire. But this one right here in particular, I love this one. You know what I'm saying? You hang it up on the wall, right? So the Lord is, that's how he feels about them other nations. So I feel like it's important to know who Israel is. Because let's go to Revelation, which is the last book in the Bible. Revelations 21 and 12. And it says, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the 12 gates 12, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So you see this over and over again. Why would someone say it's not important to know who Israel is? Because not only is it important to know who Israel is, you also, you kind of get that's like saying your history doesn't matter. Your heritage doesn't matter. Where you came from doesn't matter. It's kind of like, just accept the fact that you walking around clueless, not knowing who you are, calling yourself black and American, and not knowing why your people suffering these curses. Like, yeah, don't worry about that. Just love and believe in Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, the Lord is revealing all to you. Yeah, this is your heritage. This is why your people are the way it is. This is what's gonna happen if y'all don't come back. This is how y'all got here. It's a full, detailed, description of your history. I'm talking about your forefathers, foremothers, the lineage, where you came from. So why doesn't that matter? Why wouldn't that matter? You know what I'm saying? It would matter because it would feel like the scales are removed off your eyes. That eye salve. Oh, let's get that real quick. Eye salve. I think that's how you spell it. It say, I counsel thee to buy me of gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakednesses do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. So you know what I'm saying? Like, that eye salve, like, clear your vision. Like, the word and the truth and is revealed to you. It literally clears your vision. It's not like it's not like it doesn't matter who Israel is, because that's the first thing I would think. Why wouldn't it matter who Israel is? If the Lord saying he's coming for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, if the Lord made a covenant with Israel, wouldn't it matter who Israel is today? Especially when you go down to curses, these cursed people that's walking amongst this earth right now. Suffering the curses for Deuteronomy 28. It's like, who are these people today, right? So, yes, man, it's important to know who you are and where you come from, and where your nation comes from, and why your race and your people are the way they are, and what we can do to fix it, and what will happen if we don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like when it calls, like when it says Jews, when it was calling, when it says neither Jew or Gentile and things like that, like the Gentiles can get back into the to adoption, back into the covenant. Well, that's talking about, like, you had Israelites that was living amongst the Greeks. They were, you know, you got the Hellenization period that happened during during the Maccabees, like Judas Maccabees time and stuff like that. You had Israelites that was living amongst Jews, amongst Gentiles, so they called themselves Greek, you know, Greek-speaking Jews, the Grecians, right? You had Greek-speaking Jews, like people. You had Jews who called themselves Greek because the same way we walking around calling ourselves African American. You know what I'm saying? We living in them similar times. Like you could say we in a modern day Hellenization period because a lot of us walking around calling ourselves black. You know, but through the grace and the glory of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, a lot of us are getting our heritage back, and the truth is getting revealed back to us. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that was going, and that's a deeper video that I kind of get into. As a matter of fact, I might make that my next video, just kind of getting into that. But right now, yes, it's important to know who Israel is, man. And you know, this is more of a quicker video. I'm trying to think, do I got anything that, well, the reason why it's important to know who Israel is because Israel had rules, laws, and commandments, and a way that we had to live on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Things like laws that was designed specifically for us. So yes, it's important to know who you are because you have a standard to live by. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, when I see that brother again, I'm a definitely, we're gonna get into it a little further, and I'm gonna see where his mind at is, if he can kind of, you know, just let him know he might be going off when it comes to that understanding. But yeah, for the most part, just more so a quick video. Hopefully, through the Spirit, anyone who's watching, hopefully you were edified. Have any questions, comment, you know, I guess, and I'll be sure to get back to you. But until the next video, Shalom.